He comes knocking at your door. Wedding crash on this sniper looking for the bounty rune. Where's 2D heading? Okay, that's kind of interesting. So I've been talking about this occasionally in European games and trying to sort of explain what a lot of SEA teams have been doing. Chinese teams as well. You know, we see the dual offlane. IG and VG do it as well, but with the Phoenix Axe or Phoenix Tidehunter, you know, you've got that dual offlane where one of them can switch farms. Here, Chains and joinDOTA with the Bristleback and Zeus respectively. They're going to be able to zone out one of these supports. The Earthshaker, Walnuts, he's not going to have a great time against the Zeus, taking Arc Lightnings to the face and Chains. There's then in a 1 versus 1 basically with Febby on this Necro.
Very clever laning from CSW, I think. Precisely because it's the Earthshaker, because it's the melee support, they could actually win this lane 2v2. It's going to be a very different story if the IO ends up moving up there, but while they know that he's mid with the PA against the sniper, I think CSW could probably win this lane 2v2.
And then you can't move the Wisp up there, because QO needs him. Maybe you just completely switch lanes. Well, that's a really great Fisher from Walnuts, I've got to say. Catching in Chains and joinDOTA, removing a lot of their HP. Heartstopper Aura getting to work already. But the Earthshaker starts things off pretty damn well. March, yeah, you're right, he is heading up here. Maybe just to help out for a couple of seconds. Another good Fisher blocks in Chains, and now Tether comes across with a Death Pulse. This is going to be a nice, easy first blood, actually. Walnuts making the plays, and CSW getting a little bit caught off guard there by these Fisher blocks.
Yeah, and suddenly that's going to be what CSW concerned about, because I think 2v2, without these perfect Fisher blocks, without the IO rotation, I do think it's a lane that should favor them. But once you start dying in that lane, it gets a lot harder, and we've seen now, I mean, it just took a quick, it's not like the Wisp had to go lane there, he just had to go there for a gang quickly, and now he's coming back, and PA did just fine in the sort of 40 seconds that he was gone. I think the sniper might actually be in danger sometime soon, to be honest, because I don't know if you remember when PA used to get picked as a mid to counter actually Shadow Fiend, and the idea was that you can jump right on him and he can only hit you with one raise. And it's a similar story here, I think. You get right onto the sniper, especially with the Wisp keeping you up. The shrapnel's not going to be enough to kill you, and sniper doesn't even have boots yet, so I think that's something I might attempt pretty soon.
Well, right now, in fact, as the tether comes across, wedding crash, one more dagger, one more anything, and he's dead. There we go. QO finds the nice easy kill. The rune at bot has gone, so Wisp not going to be able to go and fill his bottle up, but he's still got 3 charges. Tether across. Now, this bot lane, how have we been looking? Because I was watching K Phoenix get chased around by the Lion all the way back past his Ancients. 2D is pretty much getting free farm down here. Even with the, even in CS with the PA and Necro. The Bristleback, you know, is a little bit behind, but he's okay as long as they can stack up some Ancients for him. He'll get back into the game. But all of these lanes so far looking pretty decent for MVP. Even the Clockwork, he's got 4 last hits. He's heading into level 6 pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, by the way, during the draft I said something like ridiculous, and anyone who's paying attention might have thought what an idiot this cast is. I was referring to who's going to play PA between QO and K Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
That's because at the start of MLG last season, K Phoenix was actually playing the one position time. He was playing Troll a lot. But they have since changed, and it's been Febby who's been the one farming and K Phoenix offlaning. So, sorry, that was my mistake. Sort of just sat down at the computer brain, forgetting that things have actually changed for this team. And what the comments I was making about K Phoenix being better at controlled aggression, I was actually talking about Febby, because I have watched this team recently. I was just using the wrong name. Yeah, Febby's pretty good at that exact role. I don't know, there was a game at MLG where he was really applauded for his performance on Drow, I think it was, where he was like pushing the limit just correctly to like make kills but not quite die, and Drow's a very good hero to do that on, and that's what I was thinking of, and it definitely is Febby I was actually talking about.
Yeah, he's done decently well on that. There's been a couple of times where I don't know if it was just sort of them trolling around a little bit, the game was ending, and it was an anti-mage game where he jumped into the fountain and he said, QO told me to do it. It was him. He made the call to jump in. So, you know, there is some influence from other players where the aggression shows and they sort of push the barrier a little bit. They cross the line and say, yeah, we've got to go in for this, got to go and kill them all. In fact, wedding crash at mid lane, looks like he might die again. The blink and dagger on cooldown though. I'm not sure if QO actually wants to dive this. He's got the Wisp just behind him for the tether across. But damage-wise, does he have enough? You know, the Blink Strike is going to give him a nice few attacks in quick succession. Wedding Crash does not have boots yet. Yeah, you just go for it. You go for it. Dagger's off cooldown in 5 seconds. You get 6 or 7 hits in there, finish him off with a dagger. Shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Yeah, I also think they go. I think we're gonna see it right now.
Shrapnel will slow them down. QO still chasing. Dagger off cooldown now, pretty much. He's gonna get taken down by the Shrapnel Tower. No. Tether and overcharge. He does actually die in the end. As March wanders away. There's no contest from this bottom lane. No Lion moving in as he's dealing with K-Phoenix on his clockwork.
I want to say that March could have maybe finished that kill just with his spirits. They were taking a while to actually connect, and maybe that's why Kyo kept chasing. So possibly if the spirit control was slightly better, Kyo turns around a bit quicker and gets out.
Well, so far asset-wise, Necro leading the board. He's got Earthshaker sitting behind him, so it's a pretty easy lane to last hit on. Nuts. Level 3. So often we see Earthshakers in this role, just wandering around, sort of level 1, level 2, not really getting too much, but... He's got plenty to his name and can be heading into his boots pretty soon. What kind of build do you expect from this Necro? Because in SEA, we've seen a lot of mech Necro, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It does give you a lot of early pressure.
It looks like we're going to see the treads first either way, and I think that's pretty standard. I think basically all the Necro builds involve treads first.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of treads into Midas and then Blink Dagger. Then, you see where you need to go. Atos, Aghanims, maybe a Shiva's Guard, depending on how much gold you're building up. But Febby managing to get across to this stack, take it out with Death Pulse, and looks like he's going to be doing just fine. Chains is having his experience limited pretty much down here. As bottom lane, Cogs not going to trap in 2D as K-Phoenix and March were looking for a little bit of an opening down on the spot lane. So PA left her own devices up against the sniper. They're on even keel. Actually, the PA is going to hit level 6 quite a little bit faster than this sniper is, so the crits are going to come out. Wisp not really needed on this middle lane for now.
And Lion has come to park his ass at mid lane, try and protect the sniper, but I don't know, I guess if Sniper's being dived at the tower, they can actually turn it around. But if they go on the Sniper in the middle of the river, I don't think Lion's going to do a whole lot to affect that situation. They'll go off to try and make a stack now. I think he might be a little bit too late.
That should be okay.
He'll make it, yeah.
Just in time. Walnuts on this top rune spot, heading in with a Fisher. It's a little bit of overkill, but if the Lion is there, if they do think the Lion is there, then obviously that Fisher can help out quite a bit.
2D's got Sensor ulti now as well, so there's quite a few tools to help Wedding Crash escape. But with the Fissure, I think the Sensor ulti wouldn't even help. He could probably just die in the time of the disable.
Fisher into Blink crit. It depends on QO's luck, if he jumps in and gets an insta crit, then yeah. But Sniper is not too shabby on the movement speed. Maybe it depends on the block as well. There's a couple of factors there that if the Sniper can run around the Fisher, he might be able to find himself a route out. They're looking up on top lane though. Chains taking a little bit of a harass here from Febby as Nuts hiding in the river, waiting for the Fisher across. K-Phoenix on this bot lane. Yeah, he's level 4, not getting into level 6 too quickly. I was looking at him and thinking, well, he's having a pretty good time down here. He's heading into level 6 pretty damn quickly, and now Stampede, K-Phoenix is going to lock the Centaur in with the Lightning Bolt even. He'll get taken out, and 2D looks like he's fine. The Orb's not going to finish him off. QO, though, he enters the fray with one dagger, takes him down.
Yeah, K-Phoenix getting off that cog before he died meant that there was time for 2 heroes to TP in and actually avenge him. Whereas without the cog, there's no way the second TP arrives on time.
Yeah. Also the fact that Stampede had to be used aggressively because the Clockwork has, sort of bottle charges, got level 2 battery assault, and he's making, oh man, Wedding Crash. Walnuts is walking in. The Fisher catches both. The Enchant Totem will go down onto Wedding Crash as well. Shrapnel launched out. Caught in the cogs though. Sniper still goes down, but it's whether or not Nuts drops as a counter kill to 343, who's put himself in a pretty precarious situation here with battery assault and level 1 rocket flare. Not going to get launched until 1 creep is left. And he'll find the last hit down on that. Bot lane, they want to dive. QO's pinging out like, let's go on this, boys.
Yeah, they're a little bit scared of the Centaur. They really wanted to go on the Zeus. But if you look at the top lane, Febby actually has been creep skipping, going behind the tower, like saying to the Bristleback, you have no right to be in this lane, and he actually manages to chase Chains all the way back to base.
Where was that assassinate? Who was he assassinating? Earthshaker? Oh. Poor little guy. March has been controlling pretty much all of these runes. Who got the top rune, actually? Clockwork, yeah. MVP have done an exceptional job. I can't really think of a time when CSW have got one of these runes. MVP have just been dominating pretty much. Taking them all from March. K Phoenix with the bottle as well, you know. The Earthshaker's been heading up to top rune to pick up a couple of bounties.
Oh, they... No. I was just looking at that bot lane. I saw it looked like it might be an initiation, but...
Dagger out.
You don't want to jump on the Centaur, right?
Unless you crit him with a dagger like that, you're dropping him low, slowly but surely. But he's got a blink on the way. Look at this dagger spam.
Is there a way to fake the animation of PA's blink? Like, does it show anything if you cancel it? Like, try and get the Centaur to like react and stomp even though you're not there. I don't think that's a spell you can fake, is it?
I don't think so. But even so, you know, the Centaur's going to be waiting for the PA to be on him first before stomping. Because there's no stun or anything. The Centaur's not going to be afraid of getting stunned. Maybe you're afraid of just getting, you know, one hit crit. Sitting on 450 HP, maybe just instantly dies. Oh, there we go. QO with the crit down, and that's it. He's done. He's dead. The Hex up onto QO, though, as Chains comes in with the Bristleback. They'll take down this little PA. They relocate back. Not fast enough. As March will be returning into his death and doom. Unless he can tether across to Walnuts over here.
With the World Time Fissure, I think he could live.
Nope. He's dead.
This is not a World Time Fissure. It wasn't even attempted at a fissure there.
Middle lane, Wedding Crash, caught in the cogs. Battery Assault level 3, in fact, for this sniper to deal with. He'll get taken down. The shrapnel slowing K Phoenix's retreat, but 3-4-3 with no mana. There's no Earth Spike or Hex. And while all this action is going on, you know, you pointed it out earlier that Febby is creep skipping. He's got the majority of his mech. In fact, that's going to be like a 10.5 minute mech. No, he's got it now. With the tower going down, fully completed.
Well, one thing for sure, when the Necrophos gets this mech, to me, that signals that he's not planning to keep farming, that he's planning to like get active on the map, go push towers with this team, start some fights. It's not really the item you want to buy if you're gonna go back and dip into the jungle straight away.
Yeah. Also the fact that the PA is heading straight into a BKB. MVP want the mid game to start now. This is when they want to be jumping around finding fights. The Centaur is smoking up though. He's got Stampede, Blink, and level 4 double edge. Who's their target though? Who do they go on? The Shrapnel is launched, the Rocket Flare is the counter. Assassinate to start things off onto Marsh, drop him low. The Stomp not going to land though. The Stampede cancelled that by the Fissure. Now in comes QO. Echo Slam to finish him off along with the Reaper's Scythe. Holy crap. An awful lot of commitment there, but Hookshot was still available. Goes in onto Chains, gets taken out as Febby doesn't have a way to jump over the front lines. QO, though he definitely does. Blinks onto Godot. The Fissure will catch out the Sniper, but they're going to continue chasing. QO wants to keep on chasing. March goes forward. Godot getting taken low. This is ridiculous. QO still has a blink. Assassinate finally finishes off that Wisp. And now 3-4-3. No Earth Spike, no Hex. He's got the finger. QO dropped down to about a third of his HP as Febby. Still looking for that damage output. Wedding Crash and Chains pushed back behind their tier 2.
On the other side, I think there's a lot of potential for a good draft from CSW here too, but it relies a lot on the sniper getting farm. their draft doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me if the sniper doesn't get his farm, because the plan in their draft is for everyone to kind of protect the sniper with the Zeus's damage and ulti with the two frontliners. If the sniper's not actually doing the damage, the draft looks a bit lost.
Yeah, when his net worth is currently sitting below that of the Clockworks, you've got 6.2k on the Necro. Really, really far up there. The Blade Mail is that, getting built up by the Clockwork as well. They'll look for this tier 1 push at top, and I agree with you. They need farm up on the Sniper, but they also need farm on this Bristleback, because the Centaur is their initiator. Jumps in, stomps double.
Yeah, it's so much riding on the Centaur getting the right initiations right now. When it comes to CSW, and we saw in that mid fight actually he just barely missed his blink initiation. The stomp didn't actually catch, and they're not going to be able to afford that in the coming fights. I think CSW are really going to need a nice initiation from 2D if they want to come out of the fights with any kind of positive trade.
Well, currently we're looking at about a 7,500 net worth lead and 5,000 experience lead. A lot of this does lie on the Necro and PA though. They've really built up bank the way things are going. Aegis Immortal up on QO means that he can dive pretty much whenever he wants though. And BKB, 300 gold away. 15-minute BKB pretty much after this tier 2 tower. Maybe head through the Radiant Jump. About QO, he can dive whenever he wants without Aegis, with any hero, with Storm, with TA, with Ember Spirit, he does what he wants.
Yeah, this guy likes to dive. Aegis. This is a great item for him. I almost feel like giving him the Aegis is more like for the team's, you know,
sanity.
Exactly, yeah, just to like keep everyone like from having to worry constantly. Is Kyo just gonna jump in and feed? So they give it to him so that they don't have to worry.
Huh, interesting one there. So the Necro items we were talking about, you know, sort of Rod of Atos, Aghanim Scepter, Shiva's Guard. He's gone in for a Yule Scepter after the mech. Again, this is an incredibly popular item this patch. It's pretty good up against Centaur, Sniper, the Zeus. You've got the Disable there to try and maybe take out the Bristleback from the fight for a couple of seconds while you focus down the other squishier heroes. Or, if you're getting assassinated, or if the Sniper's starting to assassinate, the Centaur jumps in, you can cancel out some of that initiation power. Centaur blinks in, you use them straight up. Takes down the Lion, QO. Looking to go in onto Wedding Crash. The poor little Sniper getting critted down. One more from QO here will seal the deal. Aegis Immortal will get popped eventually. No. Stick. Charges, mech, the heal, the death pulse, everything. QO's still alive. Now Chain's looking for the kill back onto the Clockwork. He's under the tower, but he's not going to get stomped by that Centaur coming back in. They only lose one. MVP only lose one hero there. Everyone dropped incredibly low, and that was without the Wisp, without the overcharge and tether, without the bottle and urn and stick charges. Their main healer, or well, I guess their secondary healer, wasn't there to actually regenerate people.
And Lion is just bought back for nothing, basically. I suppose.
Was up on him, looking for D-wards in this area, then... Oh, actually, he already placed one. That fresh observer ward there is why he got caught out.
So,
And relocate up on the top, wedding crash now. And the dagger, Stampede to allow them to run back a little bit, but there's the crit. First hit crit from that dagger, the fish are going to get stopped by the Yules, but where the heck is QO going? BKB forward onto the sniper. Mech out from chains will keep him healthy for now. As CSW is burning to the urn, hiding in the trees. But they won't find themselves a kill. That Yules was a little bit messy. Thunder God's Wrath not catching anybody that's near death.
yeah, and CSW should know that this ward is up now, because that's the only reasonable explanation for that relocate onto them.
But I'm not too sure. I kind of also feel that Midas needs a little bit of a tweak as well. It seems a little bit silly sometimes. Oh man, Lion's dead. Okay, Phoenix does trade his life for that one. But Yule Scepter, the biggest problem is, it's so easy to build up into. The progression into it's just small incremental items, you know, Staff Wizardry, okay, it's 1,000 gold. But if you're a hero that, oh, relocate now, Zeus, Godot, are gonna get caught out here, Blink Dagger, and the poor little Zeus is down and out. But you know, if you're a hero that usually wants to buy a BKB or a Blink or something like that, getting a Staff Wizardry for half the cost while you're dying every couple of minutes is such a nice little bonus for you.
Yeah, Yules, I mean, easy to farm, good on basically every hero. If you combine it with Tranquil Boots, you've... And then suddenly that support silence is like not achieving half of what he was picked for doing early on in the game.
And there's also big factors like Ember Spirit is no longer a hero right now. For this reason pretty much, because Flame Guard gets dispelled by Yule Scepter. It just completely goes. Then you've got runes as well, you know, like a DD rune gets dispelled by the Cyclone, so I don't know if they'll change that and just make it so that Yule's doesn't dispel things anymore. Because it seems a little bit crazy, you know, being sent up into the air and being invulnerable unless you're purged down or something like that is strong enough already, but we'll see what the mighty Ice Frog thinks about this. We'll see what he does.
Do you think people would still buy Yules if they changed it back to... Do you remember the very old Yules that had charges?
Oh. How did that even happen?
He was hiding in a dangerous position. Relative to where all the CSW players were. And the second, I think they saw the fissure and Zeus ulted, and then I was just like, okay, now you're dead. You're gonna get assassinated. You're not going to live through that. And that's the combination we haven't actually spoken about. Centaur ulti, it kind of gives that global presence, especially for the Centaur himself. With the Zeus and the Sniper, the long range pick-off potential. It's big.
And Battle Fury goes towards mid lane. The Stampede out as Finger of Death and assassinates Eowysp. March is taken down. QO. Still, BK beat up, looking for the chase onto 343. Earthspike captures Febby Frog, but the crit on the dagger. Two of the best heroes at defending high ground. You know, you kind of throw Tinker in there, but he's not commonly picked up like. These two are. You did mention that Necro tries to counteract this with Reaper Scythe and take someone out of the game for extended periods. QO has gone in. Zeus is already taken out in about half a second by one of QO's crits. It's Wedding Crash now. Oh man, the splash damage, but QO.
Necro's progression is sped up so much. You know, once he has the level 4 Death Pulse, level 4 Sadist, and a Blink Dagger, farms the jungle almost like an anti-mage, just like camp to camp, never running out of mana, just spamming that stuff forever. And he does go for the Aghanims now, surely. What's he going for?
Well,
no, I thought he might pick something up there.
2,700 gold. Aghanims would be a pretty decent way to go. So 343. Yule Scepter, is it in time? No, Febby doesn't find him. So no Yule Scepter to cancel out that TP away as March stacking up cast for QO. 15,000 net worth, 26 minutes into this game. Earthshaker has his Blink Dagger already. The Clockwork, Aghanims is, what, 200, 350 gold away. So definitely got some big item progression here for MVP, some pretty big team fight itemization coming out. Febby, I'm not sure. He is heading back into that secret shop. No, he decides against it, heads back down towards mid. I'm not sure. Not sure what he goes for. You know, could be a hex. He could go for BKB himself if he's really worried about getting burst down, which is still a possibility here. Wisp dies, and then they focus all of their damage back onto Febby. But then there's QO jumping around. It's kind of difficult to actually prioritize which targets you want to go on as CSW. It might just come down to, if we find Wisp, we go on him. But whoever we see first, we try and kill them. Nuts does get taken down. That's the first person they see as the rest of MVP. Looking in for the hook shot actually onto 343. QO takes down Wedding Crash. The sniper is dropped. And now double Earth Spike as Chains. He kind of walked in there thinking, yeah, maybe I can. Nope. Febby Frog blinks forward looking for Chains. He's hiding in the trees, but there's no escape from this Necro. As the blink from QO gets him a little bit closer to the action. Chains slowed down. And his life is forfeit here. Even with that damage block, the double crit from QO, getting himself a triple kill.
Yeah, you know what, I was just thinking it would be nice to see a even without the Aghanims on Necrophos, whenever he's killing someone with Reaper's Sight, they're taking an extra 30 seconds to respawn. You know, we talk about the net worth, the gold graph, the XP graph. We don't have like a time graph for how many minutes has this team like had extra on the map because the enemy team has these slow respawns. I think Lion's actually been the victim of the Reaper's Sight 3 times already. So that poor guy has been struggling more than anyone, just like waits forever to respawn every time.
For the next Roshan, because QO, you know, he does like going behind tier 4s and into Fountain, and with a PA I really don't see why not. Hookshot just gonna be slightly off the mark there up at top lane. K Phoenix was looking for the Lion, but 343 a little bit too far behind.
And okay, yeah, he's picking up the Aghanims now, Febby, but the thing that I find interesting as well is, in terms of both the Aghanims and the non-Aghanims ulti, it affects the game in a way that you can't react to. It's usually when a hero does something interesting or different or unique, you just have a specific response that is appropriate for it. Okay, we'll play this way, we'll do that thing, we'll buy that item.
Yeah.
There's nothing you do here. If you die to the Reaper's Scythe, it just does something to the game which is different to anything else. And
Yeah.
the only option for avoiding that is to just not die to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like by link. BKB on Sniper, we talk about this time and time again as GoDot. Pretty easy kill there. Knows there's a ward there though. As he did get scattered out from distance.
This game should end here.
Yeah.
Unless MVP YOLO 2 deep into the enemy base and dies as a result.
Well, March saving up QO, the mech out, as the Wisp does take an assassinate to the face. I can see this game ending right now, especially with the Zeus down. That's a lot of their damage gone across multiple heroes, but there's
The
still...
shrapnel still causes some trouble, but there's only one left.
Yeah, and there's still Blink Stomp, Double Edge, Finger of Death. You know, they've got Stampede as well. It's just a matter of this. QO jumps forward, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about your initiation if he can jump in first. Fisher will now lock in 343, Reaper's side. Yeah, thrown down onto the line as Chains takes a crit to the front end, and his bristleback now not going to be enough to save him as 2D is the third casualty of war. Lion dead for 70 seconds, and again, like you said, he was the first one to die, while Centaur respawns in 40.
Yeah, and you know, I was saying the way MVP might not win the game is by diving too deep. They've dived extremely deep and they've still made it work. They might... I'm not sure. Yeah, no, they're still gonna just stay and get their axes. I was gonna say they might go back, but what am I talking about? There's a Wisp and a Necrolite.
And there's K Phoenix just popping his ultimate every chance he gets. He's just been throwing it into the fountain, saying, "Yeah, come and defend, come and defend." Death Pulse, mech, yeah, they heal him up. Back up to pretty healthy state there. GG is called. There's no way of stopping this PA right now.
It's a really nice draft from MVP this game. I really like the way everything fit together, and all of the heroes kind of complemented each other very well, so very impressive, and execution obviously really good as well, and that'll be game 1 for them.
Well guys, that's game number 1 here in this best of 3 between CSW and MVP Phoenix. We'll be back in a couple of minutes to see what CSW can do. They've come out with some pretty nice drafts in the past to try and... They've definitely beaten MVP in the past with some interesting drafts, but if MVP have figured them out, you know, they've got the Beastmaster and Chen as their initial bans, and they kind of have a feeling for where CSW are going now that they also don't have X Musica. Maybe they need...
Without these perfect fissure blocks, without the IO rotation, I do think it's a lane that should favor them. But once you start dying in that lane, it gets a lot harder, and we've seen now, I mean, it just took a quick, it's not like the Wisp had to go lane there, he just had to go there for a gang quickly, and now he's coming back, and PA did just fine in the sort of 40 seconds that he was gone. I think the sniper might actually be in danger sometime soon, to be honest, because I don't know if you remember when PA used to get picked as a mid to counter actually Shadow Fiend, and the idea was that you can jump right on him and he can only hit you with one raise. And it's a similar story here, I think. You get right onto the sniper, especially with the Wisp keeping you up. The shrapnel's not going to be enough to kill you, and sniper doesn't even have boots yet, so I think that's something I might attempt pretty soon.
Well, right now, in fact, as the tether comes across, Wedding Crash, one more dagger, one more anything, and he's
2v2. It's going to be a very different story if the IO ends up moving up there, but while they know that he's mid with the PA against the sniper, I think CSW could probably win this lane 2v2.
And then you can't move the Wisp up there, because QO needs him. Maybe you just completely switch lanes. Well, that's a really great Fisher from Walnuts, I've got to say. Catching in Chains and Godot. Removing a lot of their HP. Heartstopper Aura getting to work already. But the Earthshaker starts things off pretty damn well. March, yeah, you're right, he is heading up here. Maybe just to help out for a couple of seconds. Another good Fisher blocks in Chains, and now Tether comes across with a Death Pulse. This is going to be a nice, easy first blood, actually. Walnuts making the plays, and CSW getting a little bit caught off guard there by these Fisher blocks.
Yeah, and suddenly that's going to be what CSW concerned about, because I think 2v2...
Yeah, there we go. QO finds the nice easy kill. The rune at bot has gone, so Wisp not going to be able to go and fill his bottle up, but he's still got 3 charges. Tether across. Now, this bot lane, how have we been looking? Because I was watching K Phoenix get chased around by the Lion all the way back past his Ancients. 2D is pretty much getting free farm down here. Even with the... even in CS with the PA and Necro, the Bristleback, you know, is a little bit behind, but he's okay as long as they can stack up some Ancients for him. He'll get back into the game. But all of these lanes so far looking pretty decent for MVP. Even the Clockwork, he's got 4 last hits. He's heading into level 6 pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, by the way, during the draft I said something like ridiculous, and anyone who's paying attention might have thought what an idiot this cast is. I was referring to who's going to play PA between QO and K Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
That's because at the start of MLG last season, K Phoenix was actually playing the one position for them. He was playing Troll a lot. But they have since changed, and it's been Febby who's been the one farming and K Phoenix offlaning. So, sorry, that was my mistake. Sort of just sat down at the computer brain, forgetting that things have actually changed for this team. And what the comments I was making about K Phoenix being better at controlled aggression, I was actually talking about Febby, because I have watched this team recently. I was just using the wrong name. Yeah, Febby's pretty good at that exact role. I don't know, there was a game at MLG where he was really applauded for his performance on Drow, I think it was, where he was like pushing the limit just correctly to like make kills but not quite die. And Drow's a very good hero to do that on, and that's what I was thinking of, and it definitely is.
He comes knocking at your door. Wedding Crash on this sniper looking for the bounty rune. Where's 2D heading? Okay, that's kind of interesting. So I've been talking about this occasionally in European games and trying to sort of explain what a lot of SEA teams have been doing. Chinese teams as well. You know, we see the dual offlane. IG and VG do it as well, but with the Phoenix Axe or Phoenix Tidehunter, you know, you've got that dual offlane where one of them can switch farms. Here, Chains and Godot with the Bristleback and Zeus respectively. They're going to be able to zone out one of these supports. The Earthshaker, Walnuts, he's not going to have a great time against the Zeus, taking Arc Lightnings to the face and Chains. There's then in a 1 versus 1 basically with Febby on this Necro.
Very clever laning from CSW, I think. I think precisely because it's the Earthshaker, because it's the melee support, they could actually win this lane.